Well, everything should be fresh in Nigeria. Some say actually nothing is fresh. The only thing that is fresh in Nigeria is inflation. 17-year high. That's the freshness. That's how fresh inflation is from 21.91%. From 21.82% to 21.91%. That's the latest. And then, of course, the CBN. I mean, the CBN has made some efforts. All right. One of them is increasing the benchmark interest rate to 650 basis points. You know, just in a bid to see that it curb the trend. But it keeps going up and up and up, like Odeshi, who say in our local parlance. Exactly. I don't know. Experts say what we are dealing with is deeper than what the CBN seems to be putting in place, because according to CBN, one of the reasons why they had to do what they did, I mean, increasing that benchmark rate, is to fight a way to reduce the so much money in circulation. Yeah. So I don't know, what are we dealing with? Is it cost pull inflation or demand pull inflation?
Yeah, it's just like giving catarrh drug for headache. I think that's what CBN is simply doing. They are treating the wrong symptoms. They are treating the situation like it's a demand pull inflation. You increase MPR, the monetary policy rate, when the thinking is that there's too much money chasing few goods. That's what we literally call demand pull inflation. Yeah. You feel that there's so much money, supply is not matching it. So you want to mop up money from circulation to the point where individuals, that's the old theory that was given by John Maynard Keynes. The thinking is that when you keep reducing people's money available, it reduces their purchasing power. Yeah. So that if they were buying 10 tubers of yam, as you are withdrawing money from circulation, now buy 5 to match with the the supply of yam, which is 5. Because you are buying 10, supply of yam is 5. And generally, when demand is higher than supply, price will increase. Yes, so that's the whole demand pool, where you increase MPR so that people are encouraged to put money in treasury bills, bring money into it, and it mops up money, then supply now matches demand. Yeah, but that's a situation where you have, where is demand. But the problem in Nigeria is multifaceted. Cost push is the major factor, where you have increase in cost of production being the cost of the inflation. So this is not because there's so much money, it's simply because manufacturers, producers don't have the cost of buying raw materials. The person who bakes cake, who makes buns, flour is increasing, sugar is increasing. So definitely he will put it on his price. Yeah. So it's not that demand is even less than. That's why you have these things in the shop. You have shops, you have most of these products even getting spoiled in the shop because demand is not matching. So CBN can increase MPR for God knows when. They started in March last year. Yes. It was 11.5. Today it's about 18% MPR over a year now. It's still, in fact, inflation is running away. Why MPR? So you see that it's not addressing it from this analysis I gave. So what's the cause? We also thought in economics today, there's a thinking that monetary policy generally, which is one, takes an average of 9 to 10, 18 months before it has a delayed effect when you start the policy. But this is over a year now. This is 12 months, and we still don't have the effect. So the first question to ask is this: the inflation that we are, do we think it's, or CBN, is it foreign exchange sensitive or interest rate sensitive? Let me put it this way. When you go to the market and you hear people say bread is now 800 naira, it was 300. You ask them and say, well, the dollar don't increase. You ask someone, say, dollar don't increase. So that means inflation is responding more to foreign exchange than interest rates. Interest rates, you are even, because in doing this MPR, what you are doing is that you are hurting growth. Because investors, I don't know any big businessman that doesn't borrow to do business. Dangote is borrowing. In fact, the largest part of his refinery was from Stanbic. Is borrowing so much money. So it means investors are not able to now go to take more loans from the bank because MPR is increasing from MPR than the banks. MPR is the benchmark. Other institutions now derive their interest. Banks now have an interest of 25 to 30% interest rate. So people could not start up business by borrowing at even 15%. Now it's 30, 35%. It means that you're now discouraging investment. You are especially the small scale. You're now having close down of businesses. Some are reducing capacity, which will lead to more unemployment. People will have to lay off workers. So you are even aggravating the problem. So I think, I don't know if CBN, I think they have experts there, but from my own view, it's cost push. Because if it was demand pull, increase in MPRO should have solved this longer. So I think that has proved that. We have imported inflation too, in the textbook, where you are buying from countries that already, you see UK recently, they have their highest inflation now, 10.4%.
Yes.
Then we now go and buy goods from them. So we are buying anything we buy from them with a 10%, 10.42 implanted inflation. We have imported 10.42 inflation. You now bring it here, add your core, you now add it to your own inflation. So that's imported inflation. So there are so many reasons. Foreign exchange is the major problem. And why are we having this foreign exchange? The dollar is running away. I said the last time that we have a CBN that is giving pilgrims to Mecca, to Jerusalem, foreign exchange. And you have manufacturers who need foreign exchange, who they say they can't get. CBN is giving foreign exchange to those who are going abroad to school. When you are going abroad to school, you apply at the official window, and you will get foreign exchange. You apply for medicals, CBN will give you foreign exchange. But meanwhile, productivity, manufacturers who need foreign exchange, they are not giving. So you ask, the whole problem is foreign exchange. When we solve the foreign, and it's just because we are not produced, how do you get foreign exchange? You only get it when you sell. And that's why I didn't justify my reason why I said I had a problem with talking about primary goods, primary product. I said no country that is currently a primary product country, producing country, is doing well in the global economy, because primary product have a very, very low value. Imagine a barrel of oil, it's probably $80, $70 now. But a unit of car, a brand new BMW, you won't get it at less than 25, 30 million. So that is like that's probably 1 million barrels of oil for just 1 unit of BMW. And Germany will probably sell 1 million units of. So you see the revenue from both. So that's why secondary production, there is no country, there is no economy. It's really not a cause. There is no economy that will do well and rank among the best if you are not doing secondary production. Secondary. Not selling cocoa, but selling chocolate. Not selling raw gold, but selling necklace. We sell our raw gold to UAE, come to buy our raw gold, probably at few dollars. They will now go and buy the necklaces and jewelries at millions of naira. We sell our cocoa, maybe one pod, 50, 100 naira. We now buy a bar of chocolate for thousands of naira. So it's just secondary production. Nigeria has to go beyond. I said we are importing candle, toothpick. The last time the president talked about starting pencil, and VP talked that they wanted to set up a pencil manufacturing company. I don't even know if that even kicked off. Our refineries, what are we doing? We are not producing. So productivity, that's the underline. Until we start producing and selling, it's when you sell. US will not give you dollars and say, take Nigeria. It's when you sell to them, they give you. And only secondary products have the very huge, to get very huge dollars. That's one. Then we'll talk about structural issues. Customs. How many weeks are our goods getting cleared at the customs? Ghana does it in 24, 48 hours. So it means that investors are now going to Ghana, taking the routes away. Same thing Dunlop. I told Dunlop and Michel. So structural issues, customs, time is taken at customs, farmer header crisis, because food inflation is the highest component of our inflation. Because you have farmers in the north who settle Boko Haram, all these people, 200 million, 200 respectively, every month as settlements for them to allow them to go to farm.
Is that something that has been proven?
Very, very proven. It can be fact-checked. They pay taxes. They pay just to allow them go to farm. Even in Odigi here in Benin, they were a man around town the last time to say that security, they go to farm 3 times a week now. It was a man around town. Listen to it. The security, these vigilantes follow them in the morning and blow whistle that they should all go to the farm. By 1, they start blowing whistle that they should go back home. Why? Because of insecurity. So those vigilantes can only guarantee their security within those 4 or 5 hours. Meanwhile, we were a period when we were going to farms. We had farmers in our area. They go to farms on Sunday evening and come on Saturday. They were sleeping in their farm. So you cannot compare the productivity you were doing then with few hours. So those are structural issues. We've talked about the monetary issues. Then corruption, there's also even if it's not in the text, but there's a corruption-induced inflation too, which is as a result of corruption. Monies that should be used for the general public, we are using for one. We talked about the accountant general who stole about 800 billion the last time.
The matter.
This census, the software, you know, they are doing a digital census this time. They will be using handheld machines like our iPad. 84 billion was given to Xerox Technologies to procure 100 handheld mass devices, which will just be used like the beavers to capture you, and say 84 billion was the software for that handheld machine is 2.8 billion naira for a software that is just like CD plates. So there's a corruption-induced inflation.
No, that's actually the reason why MPC has got the kind of budget that that they have for the census.
Yes, so inflation is multifaceted, structural, fiscal, corruption, but also the fact that CBN is not handling it the way they are treating the wrong symptoms, and I don't know the reason why it's being handled that way.
Hopefully, the incoming administration, will give better attention, to the CBN, so that maybe the right approach. Because I also feel that if the government of the day, because at the end of the day, it's still the president, that gives out this appointment, though subject to National Assembly. But then, if he doesn't give, if the president doesn't appoint you,
he recommends.
You won't be in that
so
position.
it means that the box starts from him. He has to make recommendations. Yeah.
Dr. Saze, you are always a delight. Thank you so much for coming through on the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's business this week for the month of March, the last one. Thank you for your time. We'll do it again in April. Enjoy the rest of your day.